Great. Go live. Okay. Now, but I don't see myself. Oh, I love live streaming, guys. I really do. I don't see anything. Oh, okay. I am live. Okay. Let's just make sure I can hear myself. Okay. I can hear myself. Alright, so I am live. Welcome, everybody. I am Hellidor once again. Today we're going to be playing a new game. Today we're playing the Lord of the Rings Adventure Card Game. I've never played this game. This game just recently came out, and I was always kind of interested into it. So we are going to be doing that. Let me go ahead and click all this. Alright, there we go. And, yeah, okay. Cancel that. Bring the chat up, which is connected both. Alright, so here we are. So we're going to go ahead and start it, and we should be good. Everything's looking good. Okay, so I don't know how long this game's going to be, but at some point, if this game is too not my cup of tea, I'm not going to say boring, not my cup of tea, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Skyrim. So let's get going. And I forgot to get myself a beverage, but that's okay. We'll get one in a little bit. Everything should be good.
Something stirs within the shadows across Middle-earth. Eyes watch patiently with foul intent from hidden spaces. Mouths whisper from darkness to corrupt the minds of the just. Hands reach with greedy fingers from unwatched places to grasp for power and wealth.
It's kind of choppy a little bit.
Who will raise their own light against the spread of this darkness? Who will stand against the unknown danger that creeps ever closer? To where shall we look for heroes?
I don't know if that was just how the game's gonna be. It's gonna be very choppy. I hope not. But, you know, if it is, it is. Can't really do anything about it now. Alright, the Lord of the Rings. I thought it would have... Yeah, kind of is evidence of Lord of the Rings music. So that's okay. Yep, here we go. Let's see what this game is about. This is my first playthrough. Haven't even started this up to see how it is. Just raising the banners. Seems very choppy. So hopefully that is just the audio and the whole game. Okay, it is choppy. Okay. But that's okay. So we got, let's see, Dex, multiplayer, single player. We're going to go ahead and do the single player expansions. And we don't really know how to learn. Hopefully they teach us how to play.
Bilbo waved to the Bjorning guards as he passed into the twilight landscape beyond the gate. A sickle moon was rising, and calm winds moved the grasses. Glowin was to have greeted them at Bjorn's hall, but the old dwarf had not yet arrived. He'd wished to accompany them on their journey through Mirkwood to Erebor. Despite weary feet and a full stomach, Bilbo was in need of an evening stroll, to sing and to think, and hoped to be the first to greet Glowin on the road. Owen, Nori and Bomba were happy to sip the famous mead of the House of Bjorn, especially Bomba. In the quiet way of hobbits, Bilbo moved invisibly through the night. Memories and thoughts of distant friends lay heavy on his heart that evening. The secret longing, The deep, dull ache that would never entirely abate had grown stronger in recent days.
Okay. The tasty treat. Lost in memory, Bilbo wandered through the meadow and plain until he found himself at the edge of the greenwood. In the last rays of the sinking sun, sense of growth and decay drifted from the trees. A sympathy of evening birds and insects was on the air. Bilbo came to his reverie as, out of the corner of his eye, he spied a stir of movement. On the nearby branch, bees were busy delivering pollen to a beehive. Your quest begins. Okay, so people's card represent this by symbolizing images on the board. Each image is called a cameo. Okay, beehive spy is called an objection. To learn more about Bilbo and the beehive, X each cameo the view of the card details. Interesting. Okay, so
that honey looks delicious. I'll just have some.
On your turn, you can take a single action. You may either act with a character or play a card. Since you have no cards right now, let's have Bilbo get the honey. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the honey. Do you start the... Alright, so I'm aimed at the honey. So let's go ahead and end my turn. Oh, there we go. After the character acts, they are extinguished and cannot act again until the next turn. Okay. To resolve the object, the character's willpower. Okay, that's willpower. Bilbo has 1, which isn't enough to resolve the beehive this round. Okay. Details.
Oh, I can almost taste it.
New round. Okay, here we go. All of the extinguished characters are ready to start each round. Bilbo almost resolved the beehive objective. Give it 1 more to go. Alright, so... Confirm.
Lazy lob.
There we go.
I've got it.
As the objective's text say, resolving the beehive adds honeycomb to your hand. You can examine the card. Okay. Okay, next round. Okay. Bee swarm. The one of the bees are not too happy with Bilbo. Swarming emerges to defend their hive.
Oh, my stars!
Bilbo must defend himself against the bees. Combat is based on attack value, which is the blue. Okay. Bilbo has 2. Each character enemy has health valve. Okay, so the red is health, blue is attack. Okay. Okay, so it's just like... There we go.
Yes!
Okay, the Dark Lord influences everywhere, including in the advancements in adversaries that you face, from the mightiest dragon to even the loneliest bee. Each time you act, Sauron takes an action in response. Okay.
Ow! That hurt!
Okay, so we have to end our turn. Okay. Okay. And then I just do attack again. Restore, okay. Restore 1 character. Playing this card action is engaging the objective or attacking by an enemy. After you take an action, Sappho take his action of his own.
I'm starting to regret taking that honey.
Okay. Only one beast one remains. Defeat by the end of... defeat it to end this prelude.
I'll do the stinging. Yeah.
Yeah. Because his sword is sting. Beware that you know now the most basic functions. You can make your own way through the Lord of the Rings card adventure game. Yet there's still much more to learn. Bilbo's story continues in the tutorial campaign, which is divided into 5 quests designed to hone your skills for a life of adventure. The first 4 teaches you different aspects of the game. Okay. So yeah, so it does give me a tutorial, which is nice. Tutorial deck. Okay. Core concepts.
Impatient to greet his old friend Glowin, who was expected on the Old Forest Road, Bilbo left Bjorn's hall to wander the approaches of Mirkwood. After raiding a bee's hive for an after-dinner snack, he continued onward, eyes scanning the path ahead for the face of his old friend. Bilbo was so eager to see Glowin that he lost track of time, and soon the light began to dim. With the setting sun, the sounds of the Wilderlands came alive, with the clicks, calls, and squawks of creatures more attuned to nocturnal activity. Too late, Bilbo noticed the impending shroud of darkness.
Oh, my stars!
He exclaimed.
I seem to have gotten all turned around.
Suddenly, there was a snapping sound from the trees nearest Bilbo. He froze, staring at the tree nervously. But a soothing voice spoke softly from behind Bilbo.
Greetings, friend of the elves.
Much to Bilbo's relief, it was Arwen of Rivendell, accompanied by a tall woodland elf.
I am Legolas, son of Thranduil, whom you know well.
I will gladly accept assistance from the elves.
It is fortunate that we found you, elf friend.
Neither the folk of Rivendell nor of Thranduil's hall shall fail you.
Okay. Your 3 heroes is essential to your quest. Do your best to protect them. If they are all removed from the game, your quest fails. Okay, so now we actually got cards, so that's pretty good. So you start your quest with 5 cards to remain a card in your hand. Okay, so you start every quest with 5 cards. To examine a card in your hand, press X. Each of your own abilities, but for now, the important thing is the cost. Each round, you gain 3 resources. Okay. That you spend to play cards. Any... Okay, that you don't spend, carry on to each round. Okay.
My old friend Glowin awaits me on the Old Forest Road. Will you kindly assist me in finding the trail?
Lumber spread. That's awesome.
You have certainly gotten yourself lost, little friend.
Hold fast. I fear we are not alone.
Hatchling spider. You must find a path to continue the jump. Okay, so find the path. Okay, the goal will advise you on what you must do to complete the storyline. Okay. When you complete necessary tasks, the goal will automatically update. You can press Y to location banner at any time to check your current goal. When you appear, resolve.
We must find a path past these creatures.
Your quest begins. Okay. Upkeep. So where do my upkeep head? Game is played in rounds. Each round is several phases, but you always start with your upkeep. Any card with the upkeep keyword performs its ability during the phase. An upkeep ability will always trigger if its conditions are met. Okay. Restore 1 character to... Okay. And range upkeep. Deal 1 damage. Okay. A glow dust surrounds each eligible target. Okay. 1 damage.
Back, foul creatures!
Okay. Aaron's ability did not trigger because none of the characters are damaged.
I have some healing art, should there be need.
Alright, at the start of every round, you and Sauron each gain resources that are spent to play cards.
We must weigh our options carefully.
Okay, so it's keep. Okay, so after each okay. During your action phase, if you take a single action per turn, you can either act with your characters or play a card. After you perform an action, Sauron takes his turn to perform an action in response. You and Sauron continue to take turns and both run out of action or choose to pass. At that point, the round ends. Okay, end phases. Okay. One more thing. Besides your heroes, 2 card types are available to you on this quest, which affect your characters or your enemies and allies who aid you in the journey.
We have friends in this forest.
Let's begin to play an ally.
Nothing passes unnoticed.
An ally is not as powerful as a hero, but it can be great use on your quest nonetheless. Athenian Lookout is a good ally with decent ability score, though no special techs. You can have up to 7 characters in play at one time. Sarah can have up to 8. Sauron can play cards too. Playing a card counts as his action for the turn, just like you. Sauron can play a special kind of objective called a hazard. Each one triggers a negative effect until you resolve it or leaves this location. Normally an ally is ready when you enter play. This means you can use them to take an action on your turn, but while Trick Web is active, it exhausts new enemies, allies. Okay.
Just like old times.
Now it's your turn. Choose what you would like to do. Attack an enemy and get either a hazard or an objective, or play a card from your hand.
For Rivendell!
Rats, on the other hand, end effect. This means that if this enemy is wounded but not defeated by the time both passes, and it will store 1 health. Okay.
This forest is alive with vermin.
Oh, so I can only attack once. Oh, okay.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Deals 2 damage to 1 on.
We come riding.
When the round ends, every end card affected play will resolve. Any temporary effects will expire.
Let us pause and consider our next step.
Okay. If a card has an ability that explicitly states this round, the card effect expires at the end of the round. Okay. So new round. Just keep it. Alright.
I shall tend to the wounded.
Run an application to run your game and draw cards. Someone draws up to 5 cards every round, but he can only play if he has enough. Okay. You must find a path to continue the journey. Get him out of here. To every ally. Okay. Frost Spider.
Lazy lob!
A red sun rises.
New round, so I should get all my stuff back. Upkeep. Okay. I'm getting it.
For Rivendell!
Each quest involves traveling to multiple locations. When you travel, beware. Every enemy that isn't exhausted at your current location will attack. And every effect will be triggered.
The old forest road is no longer safe. I must warn Glowin.
You've completed a goal for this location. You may proceed to the next one. To travel. Oh, okay. Traveling.
I sense something strange has befallen Merlin.
Alright, that's very
Legolas
interesting.
observed. A silence descended upon the forest. Arwen agreed, adding,
Let us continue along the path, but remain vigilant should these creatures return.
Bilbo sensed something as well. An increasing feeling of being watched, of an unknown observer lurking nearby.
I feel the eyes of the forest on me.
He whispered. Arwen and Legolas glanced at each other in worry, for they had sensed this for some time now. Alas, before they could do anything about it, more spiders dropped from hidden webs above to attack.
Alright, so before we start, I am going to go get a quick drink. So I will be right back. Shouldn't take me any time at all. Alright, I am back. And welcome, viewer. How are you today? Alright, so let's go ahead and continue on our adventure. Okay, wow, we gotta...
Descend!
Beware that creature. I mark it to be greater than its brethren.
Most of the enemies in the face here are minions, but sometimes Sauron will send special forces against you, called villains. They are more powerful than minions, and defeating them is often critical to your success of your mission. In this case, you must defeat the Dark Weaver. It won't be easy since the villain will exhaust one of your allies each round. And remember, you can't take an action with an exhausted character. Okay. So okay, so... Okay, so let's go ahead.
Welcome to Rivendell. May the trees be my guide.
There we go. Till a unit is revenge. The keyword triggers an effect when defeated. Defeat and discard are different. Okay. Grants +1 sound for each ally in play.
Lazy lob!
To each player.
A red sun rises.
Ouch! Dang! This is very interesting. He plays another spider. New round. Okay, so we should get everything back. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and just get rid of... Oh wow, we can choose. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead. Bear in mind that you only need to defeat the Dark Weaver. You may deal with other enemies as you see fit, even ignore them. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's get Legolas the honor to kill it. There we go. That should be able to finish it off. So, quest complete. Okay, so we have to...
A strange pull had drawn the creature towards the forest's edge. Desire drove it on. The creature missed the cool air and precious darkness under stone. Yet for years it had roamed the wilderland, faithfully searching, hunting, craving. A nearby noise attracted its attention, and the creature slid through the branches to investigate. As it peered out of the trees onto a small trail, its ancient heart began to beat rapidly. For there it stood, the thief, the forever cursed. Finally, Baggins.
Okay. Very interesting. Quest complete. So Fellowship of 8,000. Reward. Battle decks. Okay. Game's definitely fun. I'm definitely getting it. Tutorial 2. So, okay, it's locked. Okay.
Having dispatched the spiders, Arwen and Legolas led Bilbo back to the Old Forest Road.
I thank you, my friends, for rescuing a lost old hobbit,
He said,
What's this talk of being lost?
called a voice from up the trail.
Glowing!
Bilbo cried with joy, for it was he at last.
Hello, my old friend!
Glowing gestured to the stout companion at his side.
This is my son, Gimli, who has traveled with me from the Lonely Mountain.
The younger dwarf nodded to Bilbo, but eyed the elves warily.
Well met.
Came his gruff response. Arwen nodded in respect to both dwarves.
With Bilbo in the charge of these strong companions, we shall take our leave. We have business elsewhere, and a meeting of our own to keep.
Bilbo was sad to see the elves go, as he much liked their presence. But he was eager to relive old tales over food and drink with Glowing at Bjorn's warm hearth. The elves departed silently into the woods, while Bilbo and the dwarves made down the forest path.
It's pretty cool to get a different, a different story about what's going on in Middle-earth.
The trees of Mirkwood bring back memories of my younger days. I'll be glad to join the feast at Bjorn's hall.
Gimli's got to have at least 2 or 3 attack.
I look forward to
One?
meeting Bjorn himself.
Common cause. Exhaust 1 ally ready.
Snakes block our path. I thought this road was safe. No longer, I'm afraid.
Feed off the creatures of the night for 4 rounds. Okay. Monk Adder likes to attack the character with the lowest health. Luckily for you, you have ways to influence the enemy's attack, including using defense and guard. Defense and guard are among the most important concepts in the game. Let's explore them further. Okay. Groin is going to see his card. Okay. Defense grants the character the guard keyword until they take an action or to activate the...
Stand back, you two.
Melee attacks can only be directed at units that have guard. Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to take that guy out. He can do... When units have guard keyword active, any melee attacks can only be directed to them. Also, when units with guard activate are attacked with melee, they deal their insufficient damage. After a unit with guard is attacked or exhausted, okay.
We will face them together, old friend.
Some units have conditioning abilities. Gimli gains an attack bonus for the first time.
You will not harm my father and live, beast! Hammer and
Finish the round on this turn. You can use Bilbo to take an action, play a card from your hand. Secret Path.
Ah, snakes!
My journeys bring me hither.
Okay. Alright. Feeding off the... When units with guard keyword enter play, they activate defense as a free action. Play Force Protector.
On the hour well met, friend elf.
It has guard force, but it couldn't attack any other target. Begin the attack. Continue playing through the round. Remember, each time you take an action, Sauron can do a response.
The dwarves are upon you. I depart for the west.
Okay, so I gotta do 3 turns. Get rid of him. The round should end. Fend off the creatures for 2 more rounds. Okay. Some units that have range keywords play.
Beware of friendly squids.
A unit with a range keyword ignores guard. Okay. There we go. Gains +1 for each ally. Okay. How to do that? Let's see. Find with the creature for one more round. Oh, so it's locked for 1 round. Okay. Okay. I'm getting it. Upkeep should. If the unit has the flying keyword, you cannot target them unless you have a ranged. I kind of figured. Some ranged units' keywords were which triggered an effect when they are defeated.
He looks more like a grocer than a burger.
Someone just played an enemy that can affect threat. This is a good time to learn about threat in the threat meter. Okay. Threat is measured of the risk you face during a quest. Sauron detects more attention towards you as the number grows. If your quest fails. Oh. Your starting threat is equal to the combined threat value from 3 heroes you bring on the quest. You may Oh wow, okay. During your quest, you gain 1 threat at the end of each round. Some cards, like Spies of Sparrows, can add even more. Oh, okay. Let's add. Use it to highlight. Okay. This is very interesting.
I'll do the stinging.
Units cannot have flying active while exhausted. Units. Card activate. Not only can you make melee attacks.
Goodbye.
You've completed a goal and location. Travel. The threat level to creatures before you are more than enough to occupy your attention. So the sudden arrival of yet another giant spider is like some cruel joke. you're definitely not amused. If you don't travel promptly after completing a locational goal, you draw someone's ira in from the looming threat. Our lot hazard the produce of increasing amount of threat every round. You can't engage in deal with the system for a job. When you're traveling, the enemy can attack and affect triggers. If it's a good idea to neutralize enemies and remove end effects before you travel. Since Charlotte made a ranged attack, the from Giant Spider Guard ability didn't trigger. Oh, wait, Bilbo died. Just now noticed Bilbo died.
I bring news from Rivendell.
So you can use willpower for more than just edging objective. You can use them to trigger fate events. The fate meteor shows any available fate events. More. Use them to the highlight. Triggering the fate event requires willpower as an action. You can add a character's. Let's try it. This doesn't affect the character score, but it doesn't exhaust them. Triggering an event is a free action. You can still take a regular action. Go ahead and play Daughters of...
The waters are weary.
Some cards will have... If you need resources, play more. Bill.
He looks more like a grocer than a burglar.
This is a very interesting
Creature
game.
hesitated. It would have struck without mercy, had not that filthy dwarf been with Baggins. The creature feared the strength of dwarves. Fortunately, it knew of a safer way to snare its prey, for the creature had made friends in the forest over the years. It had learned their chittering tongue, and they'd helped each other in dark deeds. Noiselessly, under shadowed boughs, the creature slid off to plead with a lady of the nearby brood. Tasty flesh it would offer her. For himself, the creature desired only a tiny thing. A trinket, the smallest of things.
Final encounter. I don't have Bilbo anymore. Okay. So the fate that only appears in a single location. Be on the lookout for them. They can make a big difference in how easily you can progress to locations. To spot them. So leadership presents the ability to inspire the command of others. Or there is a lot to this.
Strike where the iron is hot!
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
He looks more like a grocer than a burglar.
Okay.
Fighting shoulder to shoulder with dwarves brought a familiar stirring to Bilbo's heart. He paused, remembering times and companions who were now only a memory. He sighed, breaking his own reverie. Suddenly and silently, Arwen strode onto the path. Behind her was another elf who Bilbo had not met before. The way they appeared suddenly unnerved Bilbo, but if the dwarves had any reaction, they kept it to themselves.
Greetings, friends.
She said.
This is Rosiel of the Woodland Realm.
What happened to Legolas?
Asked Bilbo. Arwen smiled, nodding her head.
The forest path has become unsafe. He carries word of this back to the Elven King.
We must make our way to Bjorn's Hall and report the same.
Glowin added.
Let us make haste.
Bilbo went to take up his pack, only to discover that it was missing.
Stars! I've misplaced my pack! And my sword as well! I must find them!
He fumbled subconsciously for the ring that he once wore around his neck, but was no longer there.
Oh, how did you lose the ring? This must be before he gave all his stuff to Frodo. Very interesting. This game is very interesting, that's for sure, but I'm not sure. Shadow's Reach. I think I want to go back to Skyrim. So thank you so much for the one person that watched. If you guys are watching this afterwards, make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. I am streaming this both to Twitch, so if you're watching this on Twitch after, welcome. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start a Skyrim stream. And yeah, so I will catch you.